Welcome to the coolest stuff on the planet.
Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. This is Coolest Stuff on the Planet. My name is Matthew, by the way, and this is Rachel.
Hey everybody. So today's topic is a fun little one. It's kind of like the Dracula episode. It is a Halloween, well, it's a seasonal topic. Since October is coming to a close and it's going to be the beginning of November very soon, we thought it'd be fun to take a look at the Mexican holiday, the Day of the Dead, or El Dia de los Muertos.
Sí. Okay, so the indigenous peoples of both Mexico and Central America have been celebrating the dead in this kind of way for a long time, since Aztec time. And in present time, which is what you're experiencing right now, this holiday is officially celebrated in Mexico on November 1st and 2nd. And you can kind of think of it as a combination of ancient Aztec tradition and Catholic tradition. So it's like the two traditions had a tradition baby, and now you have El Dia de los Muertos.
So it's also celebrated in different ways throughout the world. Like there are different celebrations that are similar, but we're going to focus more on this Mexican tradition, and you also find it in the United States a lot. The thing I like about the Day of the Dead is that it's about death, but it's essentially a celebration of life.
Yeah.
It's kind of taking something that we think of as a grim, sad topic and kind of being playful with it, making something sort of, lighter out of it. And so every year the idea is that Mexican families believe that the souls of their departed loved ones come back to visit them.
Yeah, exactly. So there are a lot of Day of the Dead traditions. Some of them change as you move throughout the country, but a lot of them stay the same. And one of those is the visiting of cemeteries. So families will go to the cemetery where their loved ones are buried, and they'll decorate the graves, and they'll clean the graves, and they'll just kind of hang out there.
So they clean their graves, they decorate them, they bring offerings, and so they'll spend time at the cemetery near the graves, eating, drinking, praying, listening to music, having a good time. And in some places they even stay there at the graves all night long.
One of the common traditions is the construction of these things called altars. They consist of a lot of things, but some of the main ones are flowers, candles, incense. There can be pictures of the dead with these altars. Oh, and by the way, the most common flower is a marigold, a type of marigold called the cempasúchil. But these altars also sometimes include foodstuffs like candies and pan de muerto, which is just bread of the dead.
And the favorite food of the dearly departed?
Tequila?
Oh.
No, I'm just joking.
Well, that too.
But yes, tequila also is sometimes present.
For the adults, not the children. So all of the stuff, the food, the candles, everything, these are called ofrendas, or offerings. And one really interesting element of the altar that I've always thought was fascinating is that there typically is always some sort of container of water. And the idea behind this water is that the souls of the dead have to travel a long way to get back to Earth. And by the time they arrive, they're really thirsty. And hungry, too. So they need water and they need food.
But they don't actually eat the food, right?
They don't, but there is an idea that they sort of absorb the essence of the food, because at the end, actually, the relatives and the family members actually do eat the food that they prepared. But some believe that the souls of the dead have essentially consumed the food in some way. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, that'd be kind of mean. They made these people all this food and then they eat it in front of them. Yeah. It's not very nice.
No, the souls of the dead eat it first.
Yeah, okay. Or they take a couple nibbles at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a general sense of merriment that's occurring when the Day of the Dead is being celebrated, and just happiness and celebration. But there's also this kind of macabre sense of humor.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, there's the imagery that you'll see when this is celebrated. You're going to see skulls everywhere. You're going to see costumes that are kind of creepy. Some of them that
kind
are
of
not
Halloween-like.
Yeah, sometimes. There's all kind of crafts and candies and different kinds of sweets that have this skull imagery, which is pretty cool. There's also a great deal of preparation leading up to the Day of the Dead, and the markets are just packed with stuff.
You've probably seen images of sugar skulls, which is a very common element in the Day of the Dead. And the sugar skull will often have the name of the person who's, your loved one who's died on the written on in frosting or something like that. Although I remember when I was in Mexico, I remember receiving one with my name on it. So I don't know if that was a joke. I can't remember if you can be playful with that too or not. Yeah. But I do remember that.
So have you ever celebrated the Day of the Dead? I never have, like with my family or anywhere.
I have, yeah. When I was in Mexico, that was when I first encountered it, actually, and I really liked it. I was in a place called Jalapa, but we went to a nearby town called Naulinco, which is really famous for its extremely elaborate altars. I'm sure you might imagine like a smaller altar with stuff, but we're talking like parade float like altars. Tons of flowers and enormous and just all over the place. If there are any Day of the Dead celebrations near you, I would definitely encourage you to check them out. And also, Matt and I would kind of like to know, because this is pretty common in the United States, if you have a Day of the Dead tradition, write into us. We have a little email address. It is, what is it, Matt?
It is travelpodcast@howstuffworks.com, and send us pictures too.
Yeah, we want pictures, we want emails. Tell us your stories, because this is such a great communal holiday, so it'd be neat to share some stories with y'all.
Absolutely.
Well, I think that's all the time we have, Matt. So I guess we'll see y'all next time for more cool stuff.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com and let us know what you think. Email travelpodcast@howstuffworks.com. Don't forget to check out our other podcasts, free on iTunes.